What's going on, guys? Good morning or good afternoon. It's 12, about to be 12:30 soon. So we're kind of just going to get into the reading really quick. As you guys already know, we got some construction going on in the background, so I'm going to speak up a little bit louder than normal. My bad if it feels like I'm screaming at you. The title, really quick. The only way this works is if we all come together. I was just pulling cards for the members, and that message came up a lot. It kept kind of resurfacing for the reading for the members just now, and it was very much giving the energy of just coming together, putting bad blood to the side, coming together, putting negativity to the side. For some of you, this could even be playing out within like a co-parenting situation. For some of you, this could be playing out within a work situation, having to come together to get something done, to get a job done. So that's kind of where the title plays out. That's kind of where the title plays out. We're not going to be on here too long today because, quite honestly, I overbooked today. I didn't anticipate that we're going to be back soon to do the construction, so I'm overbooked for today. So we'll get some messages done. Like I told you guys yesterday. And if we don't hit that hour mark now, we'll come back later on tonight and kind of pick up. Also, shout out to everybody who's at work. Shout out to everybody who's on lunch. Tráeme algo que tengo hambre, puñeta. But yeah, I definitely feel like I had to come in here with some announcements, but I don't think so. I think that's just a feeling. Somebody may feel like they need to say something, but they either forgot, it slipped their mind, or they're hesitating. Yeah, one of those. One of those. 10-10. For the members, we just got 8-8, and then we got 9-9, and then we got 6-6. Literally for the reading I just did for the members. And now here we are with 10-10. And I didn't use this. I was using the Rider-Waite, actually. 10 of Cups, 10 of Wands. Putting things to the side. 10 of Wands is dropping burdens. 10 of Wands is getting over something, moving past something. The 10 of Cups is family. The 10 of Cups is love. The 10 of Cups is seeing the bigger picture, seeing what's most important, seeing what's really important for some of you. Like I said, for some of you, this is going to play out at work, where you may have something coming up where you have to work with a particular person, but you don't like this person. You don't want to work with this person. Or, you know, if you do have to work with this person, you're going to end up doing most of the work. And so you kind of just don't even want to be bothered. Either way, the point is that you have to see something through with a particular energy or with a particular person. Just thug it out. Just thug it out. For some of you, but not most of you, for some of you, there's going to be this energy of needing to get something done that you don't want to do. And so for some of you, getting over this is like getting over your own shit, getting over your own laziness, getting over your own hesitation, your own procrastination. You just gotta push through, bro. Just fucking do it. Because somebody's at the very least sitting at home like, I got 2 loads of laundry. Go do the fucking laundry, bro. It could be as simple as that. 6 of Swords. Just get through it. Just move past it. Let's move on. What's next? Next. They keep telling me that. Next. 6 of Swords, for anybody who's just now coming in or doesn't really know about the tarot stuff. First of all, shout out to you, because why are you here? You fuck with me like that, you know? 6 of Swords, though, speaks of moving on. 6 of Swords, I was going to say Spix of Swords. That's insane. That's fucked up. 6 of Swords is moving forward, moving on. Next. I keep hearing that. What's next? What else I got to do? Somebody also could feel very, como se dice, chipper these days. Somebody feels like it's not weird. It's actually a good thing. It's a positive thing. it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. But somebody is just like, it's new for me. I don't usually feel this way in the morning, or lately haven't been feeling so excited, so excitable, optimistic. I haven't really felt optimistic, but there is optimism here. Somebody is like, usually I'm lazy, not me, but this is the energy. It's like, usually I'm lazy when it comes to this or comes to that. But all of a sudden, for some reason, I just have this animo to like get shit done. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. That's this. You could also be proud of somebody, a family member, a friend, your child. Somebody usually is a procrastinator. Somebody is usually a slacker. Somebody is usually lazy. But I feel like somebody's getting shit done, making shit happen. Somebody has changed something, or somebody has changed up. And I feel like someone else is looking at them like, yo, I'm fucking proud of you. Like, I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. Look at all the things you can achieve. Like, look at all the things you have already achieved. Like, this is super dope. Somebody feels really proud to have witnessed. I don't know if this is like somebody's feeling this way about you, or you feel this way about somebody else. It's going to be different for everyone. But for some of us, there's this mutual pride of like, kind of looking around the room like, yo, we did that. Because we, right? And the title says we, coming together. So collectively, you could have built something, or you could build something. It's like the way I look at the fam. Every day before I go live, like, I set these streams and I just think to myself, like, damn, we really still doing this. Like, we really still tapping in. So it's that energy. It's the camaraderie, too, is what I'm feeling, especially with the Ten of Cups, first card out. Queen of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. I'm super proud of a Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles with the Six of Cups tells me that the Queen of Pentacles has finally learned, or is learning, or has learned her lesson in regard to what she's giving and how much she's giving, how much she's putting in. There's definitely this energy on the table with this queen. And remember, we were talking 10, 10, 9, 9, 8, 8, 6, 6. Okay. I just kind of wanted to point that out. But I think for a long time, someone didn't understand. It's the Queen of Pentacles. For the long time, the Queen of Pentacles energy, man or woman, didn't understand why he or she wasn't receiving something, or wasn't receiving something back. It's almost the energy of like, all the love I give, and I've never met someone who's poured back into me. There's a confusion here, because the 10 and the 6 is 16. 1 and 6 breaks into a 7, right? So there's this energy of, I can never understand why this didn't work, or I can never understand if my intentions are genuine, why this didn't happen, why this isn't happening for me, why this isn't working out in the best way for me, etc., etc. Because again, 7 of Cups, right? So the confusion. Queen of Pentacles was first. I just think that with this Queen of Pentacles and the 6 of Cups separately, aside from that 10, and maybe it's because the Queen of Pentacles had to pull herself away from a family dynamic or friends in order to learn her true value, or in order to understand her true value, or to understand that because she has, or she or he has so much value, that it's best to self-preserve before, like, in very lamest terms, think of like you having a family function and you cooking, and you're cooking for the whole party, right? But like, you got so much food, you got enough food for the next few days. So before the party even starts, you set aside a few plates for the house. You know what I'm saying? And you put it in the nevera, you stash it in the back, and like, you got food enough for the party, but you also make sure before you even get started with this party, you put that food away for your kids, for your husband, you know, for after, for tomorrow, for breakfast. Because, bitch, I cooked all day today. I'm not cooking all week. It's very much that energy. But for some of us, it's not a plate of food. It's just me being hungry. That's why this is coming out like this. But for some of us, those plates of food is your energy, is your pentacle, is your money, is your time, is your love. The Queen of Pentacles is learning how to preserve before sharing. Yeah. There you go. That's the message. Bruh. I also, wow. So the Nine of Swords, and I was just going to say, I also feel this self-preservation because I feel like someone has preserved a lot of their energy in the face of adversity. I was literally going to say all that. The fact that I even remember that sentence after this came out, this is the Nine of Swords. So for some of y'all who don't know what the fuck this means, this is probably one of the not so good cards, right? Nine of Swords speaks of depression, anxiety, dark times, sadness, like deep sadness. In the standard tarot, when they show us the Nine of Swords, they typically show us someone who's kind of sitting in a dark room and just in shambles, right? And so the Queen of Pentacles energy, man or woman, has had to learn how to preserve her energy. And for a lot of the queens, or for a lot of us in this queen's energy, the only way for us to truly learn that was in this darkness. The reason why I was going to say that before the Nine of Swords even came out is because I'm getting these messages across and I'm having to do like a tango dance with the construction. So when they get really loud, I have to shut up, let it pass. And when they're semi-loud, I just have to be louder. And when they're quiet, I have to get as much words out. So I'm almost like dancing with them. Shucking and jiving. And I feel like the Queen of Pentacles is in this position where you kind of like... You ever had someone pull you out to the dance floor and you don't know how to fucking dance bachata, or you don't know how to dance salsa, so now you don't want to kind of leave them stuck, but you kind of just trying to play along? That's the energy that I'm feeling here. And it's also Tuesday, so it means it's my salsa day. So maybe that's why that's coming out too. Yo, I'm all over the place this morning. My bad, collective. My bad. It's been a long day today. Okay? Long day. Queen of Swords, Five of Cups, the Four of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. And they wonder why the Queen of Swords is in the position she's in. They wonder why the Queen of Swords doesn't play no games. They wonder why the Queen of Swords is so stern. She's so assertive. She's so aggressive. She's so dominant. Well, because when she wasn't, she was fucked over. We talk about this a lot on this platform, so I'm not going to go on a tangent about this. This is coming out because there's either somebody who's wondering, well, damn, bitch. Like, what was done to you? A lot. A lot. But I'm still here. And I'm still full of light. And I'm still full of love. And I'm still trying to share it. But I'm only going to share it now with the people who deserve it. So, you deserve it. Step in. If you don't deserve it, step aside. Because I'm not wasting no more time. That's very much the Queen of Swords energy. That's very much this message right here. So, to break this down really quickly. The Queen of Swords. Assertive energy. Even though it's a queen, is definitely a queen in her masculine energy. She's very tip-top. She's very black and white. She's very, it's yes or it's no. Yes, yes, no, no. Which one we doing? Very much the Queen of Swords energy. Also, the fact of the way that I'm spitting these messages, I'm trying to do them in a quick way because of this tango that I'm doing with the construction. It's also very much the Queen of Swords. It's like when you step to a Queen of Swords, she's not going to give you time to think of a lie. She doesn't let you stir the pot. Come correctly, or you need a... That's it. Your chance is done. And you can't spin the block. That's the Queen of Swords energy, right? With the Five of Cups, why is she like this? Where does this energy come from? Because of this. Five of Cups is regret. Five of Cups is sadness. Five of Cups is fear. It's pain, right? And she's been able to transmute that energy, which is why she's in the position that she's in. I oftentimes, for the OGs, you guys already know this, but I oftentimes correlate the Queen of Swords with the Queen of Cups. Actually, the story that I say, because I did like a whole series on this for when we were back on Patreon. Now the members have it, but there's a whole series called The Royals on my channel, on my membership. And I basically break down the royals, the kings, the queens, the emperor, the empress, how I see them, how I pick up their energy, how I read their energy, and how I feel they go together the best way, right? And what happens when they go together and they're not the best matches. So in that series, I also break down why, for me, the Queen of Cups goes from the Queen of Cups to the Queen of Swords once she's ascended her energy. Also, like the Queen of Pentacles would go to a Queen of Wands once she's ascended her energy. For anybody who was wondering, with the Four of Swords here, the Four of Swords is healing. Because she's been able, Queen of Swords, been able to heal this part of her, or these parts of her, is why we're seeing the Four of Swords. Make no mistake about it, that the only way she could heal anything is by being raw. Ace of Swords is the truth, it's clarity, it's no bullshit, it's not sugarcoating. She's only been able to heal this because she's been, so as rigid as she is with you, and people say this about me, which I'm kind of like, what are you trying to say? You know what I mean? But people oftentimes tell me this, like, yo, you hurt my feelings. And I kind of had to sit into the side for a little while. But like, I realized you was doing that out of love. You wasn't doing it. You wasn't, if you would have reached me any other way, it would have been you coddling me, and you wouldn't have been doing me no favors. But a lot of times people have to take time to process that with me personally. So that's essentially the energy that I'm getting with this. In order for this to pull up for the Queen, she had to endure it with this. But make no mistake that the way she's approaching you, rough, rugged, assertive, no nonsense, the way you have to step to her plate and already know your answers, because she's not going to give you no time to think about it. She's already done this with herself. Which is why with the Queen of Swords, this 5, because this is a 5. So the 5 of Swords is combat. It's fighting. There's no nonsense. In the typical right away, the 5 of Swords card is represented as somebody who's been defeated and somebody who defeated. The thing is with the 5 of Swords, and I always say this, if you look at the 5 of Swords in the right away, which I'm going to show y'all, the guy that won the battle looks like he's pissed, which he should be happy because he won, right? But the thing is that it's like when you poke the bear. The bear was chilling. The bear didn't want no smoke, didn't want no problems. The bear was doing their own thing. But because you kept poking, now I got to show you what type of time we on. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to have to hurt your feelings. So even in a sense, to bring this back to the example of myself, because y'all know I like to give myself as an example, because I'm not exempt from none of these messages, right? I know a lot of people, that's how you know you're on the wrong platform. Because if you ever watch my content or see or speak to me or be around me and you think this bitch is full of herself, but you don't see that I'm using myself as a martyr to help you guys, then you're on the wrong platform. You're in the wrong space. We shouldn't be friends. Like, it is what it is, you know? Because when I said people look at me this way and feel like I'm too much of this or that, they don't see that I've had to do those things or be those ways because they left me no choice. Because in the 5 of Swords, that's the whole point, right? It's like when I was being quiet and I was minding my business and I was giving you time to figure it out for yourself, you kept playing games. You kept poking the bear. You kept hitting the wrong mark. And you kept doing it. You did it in different ways thinking you was going to get a different response. But you did it all while avoiding accountability. How was you ever going to get anything different if you wasn't being accountable? You did it all while avoiding an apology. How was you ever going to get to that point or any point moving forward if you was avoiding the most important part of the plot, right? So I kind of want to show you guys that 5 of Swords energy, which I'm like, damn, I'm about to go through all these cards. I guess I am, because here I am, right? Somebody operates this way. Somebody operates this way. Somebody is like, I'll only believe it when I see it. Be careful with that. Because a lot of times, we in the AI times, right? Okay, so, hell no. Hell no, a big ass bee in here. Is it a bee? Bitch. Hell no, hold on. ain't gonna waste time chasing you, but just stay in your lane and don't poke the bear. Anyway, I don't want to kill it because bees are supposed to be like a positive thing, but why would you play with me? That shit is like that big. I don't do bugs. I don't do bugs. What was I saying? What I was saying was Five of Swords. Five of Swords. In the Five of Swords, the people in the background, they're defeated. They've been defeated. They don't even have the swords left. They're walking away. They're moving away from the conflict. And then you have somebody here who's still standing, right? And with the swords, collecting it, looking back, like, it's very much the energy of like, I didn't want to have to do this, but you left me no choice. You feel me? And so that's heavily the energy that someone is going through. Bitch, there's two of them. Oh, nah, they gotta close this wall down. A fucking sack. Because what? Manda ayuda, por favor. Yo, there's two big-ass bees. Listen. Yeah, we're gonna have to pick this up later on. Because ain't no way. Ain't no way. This is 6 swords. That's what I was talking about, too. This is 6 swords. If I have to kill these bees, I'm gonna be so tight. I'm gonna be so tight. 6 swords is moving on. We already saw it here. Moving on, moving forward. 6 and 6 would be 12, which breaks down into a 3 of swords. Moving on from this is gonna be painful. Let's not get that misconstrued, right? It's gonna be painful. It's gonna be a 9 of swords. It's not gonna be easy, but it's necessary. It's necessary. And for those where this is gonna tie into the title, having to come together, having to work together with someone who has already hurt you or has already put you through something, sometimes it's necessary to do that in order to see some type of resolution. So people may have had to separate. This could be romantic. It doesn't have to be, though. This could be family dynamics. This could be 2 siblings that haven't spoken years. This could be cousins. This could be whatever, you know? But there's an energy of like coming together to... Somebody's coming together to break bread again. Be careful with that. Careful with that. Somebody's choosing a family member to break bread with them because they don't want to. They're trying to create generational wealth, and they don't want to bring anybody from the outside in. Queen of Wands. We got 3 queens. And I can't remember if in the members reading, if we saw the Empress. I feel like we did. Reason why I'm saying that is because all we need is 1 more queen and it's an Empress energy. Because in this plain deck, there's no Empress. There's no major arcana. But 4 queens would represent an Empress. The one we're missing is the Queen of Cups. This is somebody coming together with someone or coming together and they're leaving behind the emotional part of it. Or they're trying really, if this is romantic, this is forgiving someone, but holding back the love. Or trying to forgive someone, but it's like you're trying to stay focused. Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. You're trying to give, but you're trying to do it from a smart position. Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. You're trying to be confident in this, Queen of Wands. You're trying to be smart about this, Queen of Swords. But you're trying to also be methodical about this, Queen of Pentacles. The one thing you're not trying to do is be emotional. Somebody could be working on something and they've told themselves, I'm going to work with this motherfucker about this, but I'm going to try to keep my feelings out of it. Depending on what this is, that may only work but for so long. I just want to kind of throw that out there because I feel like it's smart, it's logical, it makes sense, it sounds good, it looks great on paper, but it may not always play out that way. And a lot of times you may have to involve your emotion. I just think that the test here is going to be learning how to control certain emotions in regard to certain people or just in general, you know. Ooh, 7 of Pentacles. It's inevitable for the emotions to pop up because something, whatever it is that you're about to work on or that you're working on is something that's long term. Seven of Pentacles speaks of keeping your head down, showing up, doing the work. Keeping your head down, showing up, doing the work. It's like I have to see this through. I can't give up on this. For a lot of us, this is co-parenting. For a lot, I mean, not me. My baby almost 20. I haven't co-parented in 20 years. Okay, so but somebody here is like co-parent. Like it's this is taking a lot. This is taking a lot from me, and it will continue to. Make no mistake about it. Right? That just is what it is. It's how the cookie crumbles. I have this conversation a lot. Surprisingly, a lot more than I'd like to admit. With people, with women. Because women always have told me, like, yo, you're so lucky. You didn't have to deal with co-parenting. You didn't have to deal with someone telling you no when you're saying yes. Or someone saying, give the boy a haircut when you want him to have long hair. Or don't dress my kid in no skirts, you know, because whatever. Like, you know, you didn't have to deal with someone telling you couldn't travel certain places. You couldn't move certain places. Your kid couldn't go with their grandmother for the weekend, for Christmas, because whatever. Like, women always tell me, like, yo, you had it good. And I always tell them, I may have had it easy in that sense, but my daughter suffered in the end. And so it wasn't easier. And I have to live with that, and I have to see that, and I had to witness that. So for me, it really wasn't easier. But the same thing can be said, the way I say it's easier for y'all because y'all have that. Your kids have it. The same way y'all would look at me and say, well, no, you have it easier because you don't have it. But then you missed the plot because, like I said, my kid didn't have it. You know, so it's a give and take. And so I'm saying that because with the queens, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Queen of Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands. The one that's missing is the Queen of Cups. When I said, I don't know how long but at some point, maybe it's inevitable. And then the Seven of Pentacles came out. If this is co-parenting, this is something that you have no choice but to lock in. So at some point, that Queen of Cups is going to resurface. And so before that even happens, just make sure that you have addressed certain things. Make sure that you have identified certain things. Make sure that you, even when certain emotions and feelings come back up, make sure that you have identified or can identify where they're even coming from. Because you're going to keep setting yourself back. You're going to keep setting your children back, the process back. If you keep being bitter about something that you have no control over, or if you keep being bitter about something that has already happened, you have no control over it. It's already transpired. And so at some point you have to grow up and make a certain decision, right? And we talked about how we didn't see the Queen of Cups, but the Ace of Cups is here. There's a feminine who is married or in a long-term relationship with someone that she doesn't love. And she's saying it's because of the children. These kids are going to grow up and say, well, why the fuck did you stay? And the worst thing you're going to tell these kids is, the worst thing these kids can hear as adults is, I stood for you. They're going to hate themselves for it. They're going to resent themselves for it. So get it all the way right and all the way together now that your kids are young. And really figure out why the fuck you're there. Because the kids benefit more from happy parents as opposed to parents who are forced together. That message feels like it's specifically for somebody who has young kids, really young kids. Because somebody keeps saying, somebody genuinely cannot stand their partner. Why the fuck are you there? And don't tell me it's because of the kids. Because if anything, you're doing your kids a disservice. The proof is in the fucking math. Like, statistically, even a lot of us come from households where it's like as much as we feel like we would have rather our parents together, when we really sit down and think about it, our parents probably would have given us more hell if they were together. Whether it's because of the mom or because of the dad or because they just didn't work out together, it don't even matter. The culprit of the problem, like the whole point of like looking for someone to blame of why it wouldn't work out or why it didn't work out, that's not what's important. And I think that somebody's missed that. That's what I'm saying. You take the step back and identify those feelings. That Queen of Cups is the one that's missing. It doesn't matter why something didn't work out. The point is that you've already identified it wouldn't work in that way. It wouldn't work romantically, okay? But it has to work in a fucking... No way. No way there's another one. No way. Nah, they got me fucked up. It didn't work out romantically, but it has to work platonically. You have kids together. You have a business together. Whatever. It has to work. And so you have to find a way for that to happen. It's inevitable. Also, this energy, if it's not a co-parent, if it's like family, like cousins, siblings, accepting that someone you love has hurt you, and especially has hurt you in a way that you would have never hurt them, doesn't mean that you're enabling. Just because you've accepted that what was done, doesn't necessarily mean you're enabling that. So you can still set boundaries, and sometimes you can actually still move forward with some type of a relationship. Sometimes not so much, but there are ways to navigate this. As long as you're being accountable, as long as that person is being accountable, there are ways to navigate it. I feel like that's important to say. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up. I think I did like 30 minutes, which is not long at all. So I'm going to try my best to come back. I can't even lie to y'all. It's Tuesday. So I don't think I'm going to come back tonight. I was about to sell y'all a whole story right now. I'll thug it out and try to figure out a way for tomorrow where we'll do like, maybe we'll do elements tomorrow. So we'll get a longer reading for tomorrow. Because I feel like this one was half-assed. But literally, I'm about to call this guy because before his guys leave, they got to close this wall. There's no way. There's no way. That's not even how you knock down the wall and go finish other shit before replacing the wall here. There's no way. And it's brick. Like I got a heater on right now under this table because it's freezing. Because usually even though I'm in the patio, I have it secluded. This is not closed. This is not going to work. So I love you guys. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. It is Tuesday. It is Tuesday, darling. My favorite day of the week. So don't let nobody's dusty ass energy fuck up your feng shui. Please don't forget to hit that like button on your way out. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. See you quiere. You heard?